Hi there everybody, great to be with you all again. So, let's see. Next stream is on Thursday, which will be the 25th of July at 3:30 p.m. UK time. So, great to be with you all again. So, welcome to Best Team, welcome to Julia, Oksana, Patricia, to Raul, and to Sergey. I'm sure we'll have some more. No problems about the last one, P. You come when you can. So let's see. Let's go straight into this. This was this article about analog technology and why some artists like analog technology and why it's making a comeback. So, you can use all these mixtures of manufacturers and designs. Hi Jessica, lovely to have you. You can use all these mixtures of manufacturers and designs, and the slightest thing that you can do on one can have the greatest effect on something else further along, onward, forward, around that chain. Ronan, lovely to see you, mate. I think it's something like 820, the 820, the number. So, Oksana goes for along, so does Sergey, and hi there, Osvin and Nina. And so, Osvin, Nina, and Ronan go for along, so does Julia. Okay, I think this one's reasonably clear. That what it's saying is you change one thing and this changes other things further down that chain. Okay, so yes, further along that chain. Okay, let's come for the next one. And woof, this is long. So copy and paste. And there we go. In 2022, Bob Dylan revealed he had been recording songs using a new kind of analog aluminium disc that possesses a depth, resonance, and sonic fidelity, loyalty, allegiance, faith that exceeds that of vinyl, CD, streaming, or any other means of experiencing recorded music. Hi there, Slipknot, lovely to see you. So Jessica goes for fidelity. Yeah. And Julia goes for fidelity as well. And Oksana as well. So, and sonic, fidelity, loyalty, allegiance, faith. Nina goes for loyalty. Osvin goes for fidelity. Analog. Let's see. I think it's a noun or a modifier. Slipknot. Kind of analog. Yes. In this case, definitely a noun. But I think you could use analog as a noun or as a modifier. Well, that really means an adjective as well. But I think primarily it's a noun. So we've got fidelity from Jessica and Julia and Oksana. We've got loyalty from Nina and fidelity from Oswin. Fidelity from Ronan as well. Okay, let's see. When you play music, well, you used to, on your hi-fi. Yes. Fidelity. Fidelity as in accuracy, yes. So, hi-fi. This stands for high fidelity. And here we're using fidelity to mean it's the same. It's accurate. It copies exactly the other one. It's truthful to the original. Whereas loyalty, allegiance, and faith, these are all talking about loyalty to a person. Fidelity, yes, you can say a dog is a very faithful creature. The fidelity of dogs is something that is impressive. But more normally, fidelity, accuracy. So, fidelity. And again, it's another long one. Was cut off again, I imagine P. So, while this project was very much intended, geared, designed, planned towards rich collectors, with the re-recording of Dylan's hit single Blowin' in the Wind, subsequently selling for 1.48 million at auction, it suggests analog music technology may yet have more innovations in store for us. So, Ozveen goes for geared. So does Jessica, so does Oksana, so does Nina, so does Julia. Was very much intended for, not intended towards. Geared for Manisko. Lovely to see you, Manji. Was designed for, was planned for. Okay, so here, yeah, geared for Manji as well. This is talking about made to placate. The rest take form. Absolutely, Oksana. Geared towards. Something is geared towards. So maybe our society is geared towards making money. It's geared towards greed and avarice. So geared towards. This is really, if you think about it, the gears of a car. Thank you, Gosveen. So it's geared towards rich collectors. Fidelity comes from the Roman goddess Fides, of trust and faithfulness. Made to placate. Normally, Nina, when you placate somebody, they're angry, and you placate them, you calm them down. Made to please. Yes, made to please rich collectors. There is, however, another reason for the growing, waning, raising, progressive popularity of this old and difficult technology. This one's easy. There is, however, another reason for the growing, waning, raising, progressive popularity of this old and difficult technology. You'll see her name in bona fides. That's very good. Yeah, bona fides. Saying the real thing. So growing for Ozveen and Nina. Growing for Oksana and Julia and Sergei. Growing for Manji and for Manisko as well. Okay, to wane is the opposite. The opposite, yeah, waning is getting smaller. If it was waxing, I put waning because I wanted to put waxing, but waxing fits very nicely. Exactly, Nina. Waxing popularity would work very well. Yeah. Raising. It should be rising popularity. Rising, not raising. To raise, somebody raises something, but the popularity rises. So rising popularity. Progressive. Wax on, wax off. Okay, so growing. The growing popularity. Yes, that's it, best team. Rise. Raise the child. Raise your hand. Let's see. Rise is intransitive. Raise is transitive. And that's the difference. Rising, that's it, Patricia. Okay. It doesn't quite fit. And here we go. Recently, there has been much hand-wrenching, ringing, wrestling about the role of humans in the creation and consumption of art forms, especially with the widespread availability of AI-generated art and music. Rising hemlines, that's good. So Ozveen goes for ringing, Nina goes for wrestling, Slipknot goes for ringing, Oksana goes for ringing. Julia goes for ringing as well, and so does Manji. Wrestling for Manisco. Ringing for Patricia. Ring. To ring means to twist. So. Wrestling, like arm wrestling, yes. And so wrestling for Best and wrestling for Raoul, ringing. To ring is to twist. So this is hand wringing. People are wringing their hands. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. The wrench is to pull hard. You use a wrench is a tool for to unscrew something. Wring your wet clothes, yes. Yeah, a mangle. You use a mangle to wring your clothes. To wring is to twist. And the phrase is hand wringing. Hand wringing. When people are worried about something, they wring their hands. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And this is the movement. Yeah, this is the movement that it's looking at. So resting, to rest. This one here is to pull something away from somebody. Put through the ringer. Yes, that's very good. Slipknot. The thief wrested the bag away from me. To rest, to pull away, to yank away. Shalom Renyard, lovely to see you. To rest is to pull something away from somebody, and wrestling is fighting. So hand wringing, this is a good phrase for you to learn. There's been a lot of hand wringing. People are worried about it. People are upset about it. Okay, woof, and another long one. Nick Cave, he's a musician. Didn't particularly like him. Mangle. Okay, so let's see. Hi, Koranu. Great to have you, Koranu. The mangle is a machine with 2 wooden rollers and a handle and lots of gears, and that you put your wet clothes to wring them dry. Yeah, it's a mangle. A mangle. Mangle wrings clothes dry. Or a wringer. Okay, so Nick Cave, when sent the lyrics of a song generated by OpenAI chatbot ChatGPT in the style of Nick Cave, wrote back in January 2023, this song pulls, draws, laps, sucks. And he said a lot more besides, including that songs can't arise out of songs arise out of sufferings, and data can't suffer. Okay, there was a lot of nail biting is when you're very worried about it. So, sucks for Oswin. You could definitely say there was a lot of nail biting about it, but that means people were very nervous. They were frightened. So, nail biting because they feel they're losing their jobs. Wringing their hands is they're afraid they're doing something bad. They're hurting people. So, sucks for... Osvin, sucks for Sergey, sucks for White Stripes, sucks for Oksana and Julia, sucks for Manji, sucks for Slipknot, zucchini meatballs. Sounds very nice, P. Good morning, Luis Vasquez. This song sucks, Renyard. Absolutely. Sucks for Patricia. This song sucks. Absolutely, Luis. Okay, best team. This song sucks. If something sucks, it's absolute rubbish. Yeah, this sucks. It's horrible. It's really bad. I really dislike it. It's bad quality. Okay, and... Cave, like many of our interviewees, highlights the importance of having borders, limits, edges, verges to overcome as part of any creative process. No, a sucker is a person. This song blows. You could definitely say this song blows. It sucks and it blows. A sucker is a person, Renyard. A sucker is a person who always falls for tricks. Yeah? A sucker is an innocent who's not very worldly wise. So, no, this song sucks. It's not a sucker. This, only suckers buy this song. So we've got limits for Osvin and White Stripes and Sergey and Julia and Manisco. We got White Stripes for we got limits for Julia and Manisco and Manji. It sounds like a great recipe. I know my daughter makes one with aubergine meatballs, which is very nice as well. Limits for Nina. Limits for Renyard. Okay, yes. You've got limits. The edge of something. The verge. The verge is the edge of the road. Limits for Patricia. The border between two places. No, it is limits. Yeah, limits to overcome. If we can overcome our limits, that makes us better people. And let's continue. A sucker is also a catfish. Or an octopus has suckers all over it. A sucker for ice cream who would find it hard to resist. Okay, so, because Analogue privileges real people in the making of art, it may become ever more culturally important as an antidote to the stretching, fattening, lengthening, rolling, burgeoning use of AI, or, as Cave puts it, okay, so burgeoning for... Osvin. Oksana says, I've got a sucker video. Then what's the sucker video? Nina goes for burgeoning. White Stripes goes for burgeoning. You could call it a turkey as well. No, you could, let's see, but Slipknot, you could, this car is the car I bought is a lemon, it's a turkey. Yeah? It doesn't, turkey doesn't have to be just a film Slipknot. It can be almost anything. My idea to come to this restaurant was a real turkey. Octopus with suction cups. Octopus is delicious. So, burgeoning for Julia, burgeoning for Best Team, burgeoning for Oksana. She's fine. She's doing very well, thank you, P. Burgeoning for Manji, burgeoning for Renyard, burgeoning for Patricia, burgeoning for Manisco, budding, blossoming. So stretching, you don't stretch the use, you don't fatten, you don't lengthen. Rolling, no, burgeoning. If something is burgeoning, it's doing really well, it's growing very rapidly, it's becoming more and more important. Increasing use, or as Cave puts it, and this is the last one in this section, we'll start the new one immediately now. This is what we humble humans can offer that AI can only mimic. The transcendent journey of the artist who forever grapples with his or her own shortages, shortcomings, absences, loopholes. So, Osvin goes for shortcomings. Shortcomings for Oksana. White Stripes goes for B. Shortcomings for Sergei, shortcomings for Nina, shortcomings for Renyard, shortcomings for Julia. Okay, a shortage is when you don't have enough things. Shortcomings for Manji and Patricia. Absences is when you don't go to school or you don't go to work. And the loophole is a way to escape from complying with the law. But shortcomings, the things that we're not good at, are the areas that we lack, are character flaws. So, very definitely, shortcomings. Okay, so let's go for the next one. Are fermented foods like kombucha actually good for you? So let's see, kombucha. I think kombucha is a type of oriental fermented tea. Out, out, are the lights out, and each quivering form, the curtain, a funeral pall, comes down with the rush of a storm. Heh. That's lovely, thank you, White Stripes. So, fermented foods. This is about fermented foods. Are fermented foods good for you? Oh, it's very nice. It's very nice. It's a nice addition to White Stripes. I love it. So, those what was it exercises? Okay, what sentence was it? So let's start. This is the new article. Okay, here we go. White Stripes is already at it. While humans have been eating fermented foods since ancient times, researchers are only starting to perceive, unravel, get wise, engage some of the biggest questions about their health benefits. So we've got unravel for White Stripes and Osvin and Julia, unravel for Oksana and Sergei, unravel for Best Team, unravel for Manji, and Julia goes for unfold, starting to unfold. Unfold I would accept unfold. It was one of the words I thought I might use, and I decided not to. Unravel. If you've got a piece of string or a piece of wool and it's all tangled up, you need to unravel it. Yeah. So something that's all tangled, you need to unravel. And make or your fishing line, maybe it's all tangled, you need to unravel it slowly to get it so that it's no longer tangled. Ensnared one piece and it looked really good. Okay, so definitely to unravel, that's very good. Yeah. Okay. I can't think of a word for that. That's a good question. I'll have to look it up later, White Stripes. Kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut and kombucha are very different foods, but they all have one premier, strategic, crucial, focal thing in common. They're fermented. Estrenare. So crucial for Ozvin, crucial for Oksana, crucial for Sergei, crucial for Julia. Kefir is fermented milk. Kimchi's Korean is fermented cabbage. So is sauerkraut, and kombucha fermented tea. I always think kombucha tastes a little bit of vinegar for me. So focal. I was thinking about this. I think focal probably fits White Stripes, but I think crucial is a much, much better one. Meat eaters in frap. So crucial for Manisco and Patricia. So crucial for Sergei, Julia, Raoul. Crucial for Manji and Reynard. Crucial for White Stripes and Manisco and Patricia. Have one focal point in common. I like that, Julia. Have one focal point in common. One focal thing. Blah. Focal point. So, untangle. I would say untangle. Unravel, untangle. Okay, so, one crucial thing in common. They're all fermented. Yes. Humans have used fermentation throughout history. Choucroute. Sauerkraut. Yeah, I'm actually a big favour of kimchi. To me, kimchi is like Oriental sauerkraut with chili. Humans have used fermentation throughout history to safeguard, guard, preserve, reserve food. Preserve for Oksana, Sergei, Julia and White Stripes. Preserve for Raoul. Preserve for Manji as well. Preserve for Ozvin. Okay, so to safeguard is to ensure that something happens, to make something safe. Manisco goes for preserve and so does Reynard. Maybe you put your valuables in the bank to safeguard them, or there are laws to safeguard the rights of people. Yeah. You have to guess the sentence you're saying. To guard, no. To preserve, because to preserve is to keep. Yeah, preservatives. Preserve, absolutely, Patricia. Okay. Let's continue. Every lifestyle, folk, culture, ethos has their own fermented foods, says Gabriel Vinderola, Associate Professor of Microbiology at the National University of Littora in Argentina. So Ozvin goes for folk. Julia goes for folk. Trahana. Trahana. Okay, trahana is fermented milk as well. I've not heard that word, but yes, thank you. Thank you, comments. So, we've got folk for Ozvin and Julia, culture for Reynard. Lost positives. Lost positives. Okay, that's an interesting one. I'm gonna write myself a note for that. Lost positives. Culture for best team. Culture for Manisco. Culture for Sergei and White Stripes. Culture for for Raul. Oksana goes for culture and folk. You say them at the normal pace, good pronunciation. Ah, okay. These I know what you mean now, Patricia. Identify the sentence. I say something, and you've got to work out exactly what I'm saying. Culture for Patricia as well. Culture for Funda. Okay, look at this word folk. Every folk has, but let's see. Every folk has. Every tradition. You see, folklore. Every folk has. I'm not happy with folk at all. For me, it needs to be every culture. Let's see. Folklore is law of the people. That's all folks. At the end of Bugs Bunny's cartoons, folks as in people. The folk of this area, the people of this area, every nation, yes, every culture, Patel, definitely. I'm not happy with folk. Yeah. Every folk has. I would say all folks have. As a people, yes, I know, Osvin, the folk who do this, but folk are more generally people as opposed to a people. Okay, so folk as a people. Maybe I'll try that. What ethos? Ethos talks about ethics. It talks about a moral system, Julia. Okay, come, let's go. So, their own culture. Now, fermentation is scattering, stretching, swelling, spreading. There are thousands of different types, and they're produced in a more industrial way. Ethos, moral code, exactly, Sergei. Each folklore has it, I think would work, Patricia. So, spreading for Sergei and Oksana, spreading for Best, spreading for Raoul, spreading for Julia and Renyard, spreading for Manji. Okay, to scatter, you pick something up and you scatter it. You throw it everywhere. Scattering for Osvin as well. Stretching? No, to swelling. To swell is to absorb water. Yeah, it swells up. I twisted my ankle and it's swelling. Spreading for Manisco, spreading for Patricia. Spreading is occupying a larger and larger area. More and more people are learning about it. Okay, so fermentation is spreading. And one more, and this will be the last one for today. So, producing fermented foods on an industrial scale, rather than just in our kitchens, has its benefits and setbacks, downsides, hindrances, adversities. Downsides for Osvin. Downsides for Julia. Downsides for Falimache. Downsides, good to have you. Downsides for Nina. Downsides for Manjira. Downsides for Renya. Downsides for Demon. Hello, teacher. Okay, so a setback is a problem. Downsides for Patricia. Downsides for Sergey. Chalimacha. Chalimacha. It's drawbacks. Yes, Sergey. Downsides. Yes. So, a setback is a problem that you have while you're doing something. A hindrance is something that means you can't go forwards very easily, something that's blocking your way. Adversity are problems that come and meet us in life. Drawbacks, good word, Patricia. The downside, negative characteristics. Okay, I think that's going to be enough for today, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Let me put that there. Limitations. Limitations, a good word. Yes. So, let's see. Next stream is on Thursday, which will be the 25th of July at 3:30 p.m. UK time. I might try what you're suggesting, Patricia. A sentence. If these lost positive existed, I know a little man both ept and ert, and intro extra. He's just a vert. Shelved and couth, and kempt pecunious. Okay. So thank you all for coming. Let me put this a note here about lost positives. I think it's a good idea for a video. So, thank you all for coming. It's been great having you all. Thank you to Best Team. Thank you to Demon. Thank you to Julia. Thank you to Manisco and Manjira. Thank you to Nina and Oksana and Osveen. Thank you to Patel. Thank you to Patricia. Thank you to Raoul. Thank you to Renyard, to Sergey. I think this is Falmacha. And thank you to Falmacha, and thank you to White Stripes. I'm going to get this right. The Saviour. The Saviour. Brilliant name. Okay, so thank you all for coming. It's been great having you, and I hope to see you on Thursday. So take care.